everyone, welcome once again to another episode of I've Been Playing, where this week we're talking about Hi-Fi Rush. Hi-Fi Rush was technically released in January of this year. It was shadow dropped, which means it was announced and released on the same day. Got a lot of attention when it initially released, lots of people praising it, and then I feel like there have been a lot of people who have heard about it and heard that it's good, but not actually played it. And I was one of those until I started playing it a little while ago. That said, I haven't played very much of it, but that's not because I'm not enjoying it, it's because I'm busy. So yeah, this game kind of exploded on the scene and then fell off very quickly. So I feel like even though it's only been 6 months-ish or something like that, people have already forgotten about it. If you don't remember or didn't hear about it in the first place, Hi-Fi Rush is a rhythm action game released by the same people, believe it or not, who did Evil Within. It's Tango Gameworks. They also did Ghostwire Tokyo, which I've talked about on this program before, if you want to consider it a program. Aesthetically, it's very different. Well, gameplay-wise, it's also very different. It's a rhythm action game, so essentially what happens at the very beginning is that the main character, Chai, he wants to become a rock star, so he's going to sign up for, there's like this company that's advertising a limb replacement program. You can get your limbs replaced with cybernetic ones, and they're looking for volunteers, and Chai goes to sign up for that, and then as he's getting, I guess he's getting in a cybernetic arm. As he's getting this, his iPod looking thing gets fused with him, and it allows him to feel the beat of the world around him, and then he gets branded as a defect because obviously that's not supposed to be there. That was an accident. It fell onto him when he was in this machine that was going to give him the arm, I suppose, the whatever machine it is that does all these fixes. So they're trying to get rid of him because he's a quote-unquote defect, because the music player is not supposed to be stuck in his chest. That was an accident. So that's why you have to fight your way out of this compound you're in. It's on an island, apparently, so you're trying to fight your way off the island. Well, you're trying to get off the island, but you have to fight your way off the island because everyone is chasing you. And so movement is based on the rhythm of the music. The combat is based on rhythm as well, so you don't have to have perfect rhythm to do the combat. You will hit them regardless, but you get more powerful hits, or your hits do more damage if you hit on the beat, or hit the buttons on the beat, I mean. You also, I don't know if you get bonuses for jumping on the beat and dodging on the, you definitely get bonuses for dodging on the beat, I'm pretty sure, but I don't know if you get bonuses for jumping on the beat. But essentially you want to try to do everything on the beat, because there are certain challenges, regardless of whether or not it helps you in combat or in any way. There are challenges that you have that you'll find out a little later in the game. A little later you get into kind of a hideout area, a hub area, and there's a wall of different challenges that you can try, and one of them is jump this many times on the beat, dodge this many times on the beat, hit this many enemies, or enemies this many times to the beat, that kind of thing. So there's incentive to do that, even if there's not a direct link to combat all of the time, although there can be, because if you do those challenges you win parts that will let you upgrade or buy new skills, so it all kind of compounds on itself and they feed into each other. I think I've only played the first 2 levels so far. I'm not sure how long the game is. It's not an especially long one, I don't think, but I'm not sure how many levels there are in it. But I'm really enjoying it. It's a lot of fun. It's really silly. It has made me laugh a couple of times, which is nice. And it's very colorful, very nice to look at. Music's decent, as you'd expect. There are some tracks that are crafted for the game, if I remember correctly, but they do also have other tracks from actual artists on occasion. Normally the boss fights, it seems like, I know it switched to one in the first boss fight. It was definitely an established song, if that makes sense. Like, it's an actual song from an actual artist. Not that the ones made for the game aren't actual artists, you know what I mean. But that's about all I can say. I haven't played very much of it. It's not complex, it's fun, it's interesting, it's silly to some degree, like in a good way. Funny, it's kind of a ridiculous premise, but it's really well done, really polished, really nice. Haven't had any issues with it. And if you like rhythm action games, or even if you don't, honestly, you should at least give it a try, because I think it's really hard to do games that are genuinely funny. And it's not like the most hilarious thing ever, but there are bits and pieces here and there that, like I said, have made me laugh. So it's It's good. It's really well written, it's really interesting, and it's fun to play, and that's really all you want in a game, so honestly, if you haven't tried it, whether you've heard of it or not, I definitely recommend at least giving it a shot. And like I said, I don't think it's a very long one, so you could, you know, if you're looking for something, you're not quite sure, you're in between bigger games that you're playing, or even just want a little bit of a palate cleanser, it's right there, and it's really good. So I know that wasn't too much about the game really, as I said I am only about 2 levels into it, so I don't know where it goes from here, but what I've seen so far, I really enjoy it. What about you? Have you played Hi-Fi Rush, or do you want to? Did you hear about it in January and then just forget it existed? Because I feel like a lot of people did, because it fell off the radar relatively quickly, even though it was really well received. Let me know what you think down in the comments down below, and I will see you next time.